Okay, so Anki is a flashcard app used by a lot of us med students, and we like it so much because it uses spaced repetition heavily as a study technique. And this basically means that its algorithm is designed in such a way that it repeatedly presents flashcards to you at specific time intervals based on how well you've told the app that you know the material on that card. So in short, it shows you each card numerous times, but it tests you more on the material you struggle with and less on the material that you've proven to know well. Now, for the most basic part of how to use Anki, when you see a card, you read it, you think of your answer in your head, and then you press the spacebar to see if you got it right. So from there, before you can move on to the next card, you need to select how easy or how hard it was for you to get this answer. So that's what these buttons down here are for. Now, the next video I'm going to post is on settings. So I'll be able to explain exactly how you can set like your time intervals according to your taste and what's recommended for med students. But for now, I'll just explain like what each of these buttons do. So if you select easy now, that's you basically saying, hey, like it was so easy for me to get this answer. I don't need to see this card again for another 4 days. If you click good, they're not going to show you the card for another 1 day. They'll show it to you tomorrow. If you click hard, they'll show you the card again in 12 hours. And if you click again, they'll show you the card again in 25 minutes, right? So you usually click again if you either got the question wrong, like you couldn't come up with the answer, or if you got the answer right, but like you were just kind of lucky, like you didn't really understand it, you know? So that's what that is. That's what these buttons down here are for. Also, it's important for you to know that if you don't click any of these buttons, but you just hit the space bar, the program automatically takes that as good. So usually when people are skipping through cards, they're just hitting the space bar if they are at that level of good for the card. And that basically would just, for my program, go as like, okay, they're going to show it to me again in 1 day. Now, this is just so great as a medical student because we have so much material to learn and you don't want to overstudy the material you know and not study enough the material you don't. So that's why like a lot of us like to use Anki. That's the basics. Stay tuned for part 2 where I'm going to talk on settings.